Welcome to the VR Expert Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Coles, Marketing Director at VR Expert. And in this podcast, we'll be sitting down with innovators, experts, and creators transforming the XR world. In today's podcast, I'm delighted to be rejoined for the second time by Oliver Wöhler. Exactly a year since we last talked and not long after the official announcement of the Pico 4 Enterprise VR headset. Oliver is the enterprise lead of Pico XR in the EMEA regions. Pico XR believes that virtual reality will lead the next wave of innovation and reshape our everyday life and how we perceive and think about this world. The company is doing this through a commitment to R&D, production, and sales of VR headsets, specifically focusing on the VR all-in-one headset industry. As the enterprise lead, Oliver plays a key role in developing and implementing the region's commercial strategy, managing the diverse partner relationships, as well as implementing new partner acquisition strategies, ensuring client and partner needs are satisfied, and working closely with the different departments and teams. With that, welcome back, Oliver. Exactly a year ago, we last talked of the launch of the Pico Neo 3 Pro VR headset on the first ever episode of the VR Expert Podcast. And I think we can agree what a crazy 12 months has been, especially for Pico and the world at large. So, Oliver, how have the last 12 months been for you?
Hey, Mark, and it's really funny that 12 months ago we spoke here at the more or less same place or in the same environment. And thanks. The last 12 months are really crazy. We have done so much, and for me personally, a lot of things changed. The team was growing super fast. We have built a consumer business and an enterprise business in the last 12 months. I was not aware about this for 12 months, and we have launched the Neo 3 Pro for the enterprise market. So it feels like a carousel that you're on, and it's moving forward, and you have to speed it up. And at the same time, you have to try not to fall down from it. And it's a fantastic team, to be honest. Everyone is so motivated. So it feels like we are on the first days, but now with the right company in the background to say, yeah, everyone has the same target to sell more, to bring more new technology to the market, to help developers, creators, our customers to scale the business. And on the other hand, you have now this idea with the consumer, how to enter a consumer market, and with this power of Pico that we have now to change the world and for VR massively. And we have a high impact in the market. And all this together in the last 12 months was really crazy.
It has been an incredible 12 months, and it feels like you said, VR, the early days, it's there, but now with a different vision, because it feels like we're at the tipping point, which is amazing. But that does come into what you started off with. We are seeing the blurring edges between consumer and enterprise VR headsets. And I think this is something that's going to become more and more important as these lines blur, to try differentiate them and make sure that these ideals for each community, so enterprise and consumer, continue to be defined. And how has it been for you at Pico, especially with the consumer division being created, dealing with this issue or idea?
That's not an issue. It's an idea. And I think this idea, how to separate the business, was born with the experience that we saw in the market in the past, and the needs that companies told us what are they expecting from a company. And our technical DNA, let me call it like this, was always to make it easy and fast and simple to work with Pico. And for the enterprise world, this was so important. To have a good headset is of course super important, and to have a stable working headset. But the customer who wants to use the headsets, they are focusing on the content. This is the main thing. They want to scale the training. They want to save money, resources, whatever the motivation is. And the headset is only the technical bridge to help the developer to bring the content to the company. And then the real problem is starting how to scale the business. So 5 headsets are easy to manage, but if you have 500 headsets or 1,000 headsets, and how to scale this in an easy way. And this is very important to understand this as an enterprise company. What are their needs? And we think we make a good step here. But we have started to learn also a lot with the beta test of the Neo 3 Link. This product was a product made for consumer, And for us, a beta test started this year in April at the Laval trade show in France. And with that product, we have started to learn what are the differences between enterprise and consumer. And this was really important for us and really helpful to start not with a completely new product, to start with an existing product, different software, different audience. And we have targeted the people who are already in VR, and they can help us. So we have activated the community with this product. And this was for consumers, the consumer team, super helpful. And also for me, from the enterprise side, super helpful to understand where is the difference that we have to make. And this is an open process, to be honest. It's not black and white. And we have to learn every day with our customers. We have to speak with them. What are the needs? Where is it important to make a difference? But it's a process. And we have done a really good first step in this world, I think.
But that leads perfectly on. I think that's a great answer. So you've had these learnings from the beta program with the Link, and then you also had the Neo 3 Pro, which you had a year of, and you've had multiple years of experience actually with the 6 stuff since the Neo 2. Can you then explain what the key differences are between the Pico 4, which for the consumer headset, and the Pico 4 Enterprise that has just recently been announced?
So the differences are the base is the same. Let me say it like this. So we are using the same display technology. We are using the same speakers, same microphones, and the same front camera to have this wonderful new pass-through possibility and full color RGB. But then we have added to the Pico 4 Enterprise the eye tracking sensors and face tracking sensor. And this we think it's a good signal into the market to say, yeah, you can do with this headset more if you wish. And we see a lot of use cases and training and collaboration. Of course, they are asking for more possibilities of, let me say, non-verbal communication. And this eye tracking sensor, for example, has also one more nice additional possibility, because you do not have to work with this manual IPD. This is now starting automatically. And if you're working in enterprise, you have so many different persons who are using your headset. So today you have a training with 20, tomorrow with 10, and the day later 50, and all of them are, and everyone has the right to get the best experience. And with an automatic IPD, it's much easier to bring them very fast into the experience. And again, the headset must be only the technical solution to show the real content. This is the most important thing. We want to make it as easy as we can to get an easy access for the users to have the best experience. And for these, when you're using these trackers, of course, you need also a higher performance. So in the headset, there's a DDR5 RAM. This has a huge impact when you're using also these additional sensors on the performance of the headset. So this is what enterprise is asking for. And then, of course, hygienical standards are very important for enterprise. So the face mask is a little bit different, that you can wipe the face mask from both sides with alcohol. You can replace the face mask really fast. So that means you can clean the whole headset with alcohol, but what is very important if you're working in hospitals or other medical environments. And yeah, so there are some small changes from the hardware, and super important, of course, the software. So it's a completely different software.
That's fantastic. I think that actually takes us into a very good point. At the keynote that you guys gave at AWE, which was great, it was, congratulations to you and Alize. You guys showed the Pico OS and the business suite. And the business suite took me semi by surprise, because I saw all these great new functionalities and you guys didn't get fully into it. But could you elaborate a bit more in this to us?
Yeah, it's at the end, it's super simple and easy, but it was a little bit too much to explain this on the AWE. But at the end, customers asking us, I have a training scenario, I have a classroom idea, I have an idea to show on a trade show to 10 people, 50 people at the same time, content, and how to do this in the best way. So we are starting to create this business suite software. This business software gives you the full possibility, or to have the full control of your headsets in your own environment. So in your own network, what is a typical training scenario, use case, or classroom concept, you have one PC, and from this PC, you have the control of all your headsets in in your environment or in front of you. And then you have all the possibilities that you need. So for example, you can share a live stream from an external source to all these headsets, 360 live stream, or you can pre-record it. You can share pre-recorded streams, of course. Broadcasting. You have the control of your sick stuff content on all these headsets. You can bring all headsets into a kiosk mode, or you can differentiate these headsets. You can say if you have 50 headsets, 25 get this content, the other 25 the other content. So super simple. It's a dashboard, drag and drop, and everyone understands this really immediately. And all this with the idea, keep it simple, because the content is the middle point of everything, not the headsets. It has to be easy to work with and easy to start with, and not complicated to create a setup. And especially in companies with training scenarios and education scenarios, we see a lot of use cases that are asking for this. And this business suite gives these possibilities. The business suite is ready to use. So everyone can download it. It's for free. And we have created a really good manual how to work with this. So every developer will see, this is really a good one. And together with that, also in the background, we found out that we have to work on more ideas how to make the business easy. And we have started to prepare a list of functionalities of functions that developers asking for. So to rechange the button, to change the behavior of the headset, and a lot of different things. And we created from this a list of the most used comments. And we have started to build a software where all these comments are pre-configured, because a lot of developers have the same questions. So there's no need that every developer starts to create it by himself. So we have now this list of pre-configured comments, and this gives a lot of developers much easier and faster access to bring the headset in a special situation that they're asking for, or the buttons into a different behavior. It's a daily business for a developer, but we make it much easier now. So this saves time and resources for him.
That is fantastic. And I think that is something that Pico does differently. They really do open up to the developer and allow the developers to make a difference. Yeah,
I think this just shows where you have to start to make a difference between consumer headset and enterprise headset. And with an enterprise headset, with a pure enterprise software on it, you can think about these ideas and to implement these ideas in a very easy way, and to give developers in a really, really easy way access to the headset. And with the software, we are also starting to create an own enterprise app store. That means we have only enterprise apps on this enterprise headset. And this gives developers a chance to show the app, of course, in the store, maybe as a marketing platform. And also companies see, okay, this is a real enterprise environment. There are no games on it but there's a risk that people starting to do something. And it's a completely different way of how to manage the account, how to manage data security, how the legal restrictions look like, and how which are the legal guidelines that you have to follow. And this is then much easier and more transparent and easier to understand. And it helps also to scale the business if you're doing this clear separation. And we are inviting every partner now to check if this is an enterprise app or a consumer app. And of course, a lot of enterprise apps, we want to help these developers to bring the enterprise app into our app store. Start with us there, and if you can implement a demo in the app store of this app, that would be also fantastic. Of course, the customer can say, "What is this for an app?" Click the button, and then you see, there's a possibility. On the right side, I can enter this world. On the left side, I can have a demo, and we see this is really successful. So it's an invitation to the enterprise world and to all developers to check out this app store in the future with us together.
I think that's very poignant that you did say that, because it is something you get a lot. Why not buy the consumer version? What's the difference? And especially outlining the different applications that are there, the different software technically, or the different software layers is very important. For example, side loading is a lot harder it is basically impossible on the consumer one, while that's possible on the enterprise version.
Yes.
Which is something that is very important that we get out, because it's a question you get often, I imagine.
Yeah. So it's not possible. So it's at the end, it's super simple. If you can't go to a consumer market and buy 500 headsets, and if you have 500 headsets, then the problem starts: how to manage these headsets, who's the right mobile device management, how to bring content on these headsets, how to integrate these headsets via VPN and the company network. And believe me, there is a VPN. and what is about the data security, how to bring them, how to work offline. So all these things that are easy to answer with an enterprise headset and super complicated to answer with a consumer headset, because then the problem starts directly with the agreement, with the licensing, with the accounts. So at this point, it makes totally sense to have a clear separation.
So then, now going away from the consumer and enterprise differences, what are the expectations for the Pico 4 Enterprise? Last year, when we sat down, the Pico Neo 3 Pro was was just announced, and it was a great moment for Pico as a company. It was a great step forward. What is the differences, or what is the expectations now that the enterprise has been announced?
So let me start with that. The Neo 3 Pro that we have announced for more or less exactly 1 year, and our podcast here also, this product will stay on our roadmap the full next year. And with that, we give a really important signal to our developers, to our partners, that they can trust in us, that we told them in the past, when we have a product on the market, we will share really transparent and open with you our pricing strategy and how to move forward with a product so that you can plan. No company is starting today, I have an idea with VR, and tomorrow they're ordering 500 headsets. It's a process that you have to start to learn, to check how to integrate this, how people are reacting, what is the best, what is not good. And this process needs time. And then after 6-8 months, they are ready with, now we are ready and we want to scale. And you say, the headset is not available anymore. This is really a pain point for them. So we are starting in a really early stage to make it transparent what is our roadmap to our partners, and people, good developers that are working with us know how transparent we are there. So Neo 3 Pro will stay on the roadmap. Pico 4 Enterprise is announced now, so last week on the AWE, and now we are starting to have the first imports in December. And I think by January, we have the full availability. And then we have 2 fantastic products on the roadmap, the Neo 3 Pro and the Pico 4 Enterprise. And there are different customers for this product outside. The Pico 4 Enterprise has this additional eye tracking and face tracking sensors, the different display technology. But if you're looking, for example, for a headset that is working with a cable as a PC VR headset, the Neo 3 Pro will stay on the market. This is a super stable working headset. And then we have as our, let me say, flagship model, the Neo 3 Pro I with the Tobii eye tracking technology. It's a different eye tracking technology to our technology that we are using. And the Tobii eye tracking technology is used in a lot of medical environments. A lot of universities, students, hospitals working with this headset already, starting to implement this technology in the market. And then it's also important to say, not, now it's not available anymore. So to give them also the possibility to have long-term access to this technology to scale their own idea with that. And the Pico 4 Enterprise is exactly in the middle of these products from the pricing perspective, from what you can do with this headset. And it will change a lot, I'm sure, because it's so light. The display is really amazing. This RGB pass-through camera is fantastic. And the new sensors that we have integrated gives you much more new ways of working and how to implement it in collaboration. For example, non-verbal communication is a very important new point here for all these companies, like, let me say, Blue, for example. And so we see we have now 3 products on our roadmap ready for enterprise, and the customer can choose the best product that is working the best way for the needs that he has.
I think that's something that is fantastic about Pico, that you guys do keep everyone in mind and you do give everyone time. If anything is going to end, you will tell them and you do give them options. You're not locked into one headset. And I think that's very useful, especially like you said, because of how long it takes to develop a software or to get it integrated. But then that leads on to something very important. How is Pico going to continue to balance this? Of course, having 3 headsets is added manufacturing difficulty. How is Pico able to handle this? Because it does add extra complications.
I think we have produced in the past headsets. So we have not started as a software company. We are the manufacturer of headsets. So we know exactly what we are doing. This shows outside in the market that our headsets have a really good quality, and developers give this feedback every day that they are working really stable. And with our production, they have done a really fantastic job in the last 2 years. We have also learned a lot. And we really think we are on a good way. And from the perspective today, I see only not any issues that we have in the production. So we can fulfill all the needs. And super important, this will work only if you have also a good distribution structure. So these distributors, they have to hold stock for us. And that means we have our own warehouse in Europe that is always, if someone is asking for headsets, this is super easy and we can deliver really immediately. But much more important is the distribution structure. So these distributors are holding stock on a high level so that they can immediately send out headsets if a customer is asking for this.
2 more questions, Oliver, because I know we don't have unlimited time. If we sit here again, because I guess I'm going to make this a tradition with you. If we sit here again next year, what can users expect? Or what do you think you will be most proud of 2023?
2 things. One is we want to move forward to continue to have an open platform to invite developers. We are not starting to research and to say, hey, this is a good idea. We will copy and paste it and do it by ourselves. This is not how we think an enterprise market looks like. We want to be the open platform for our partners to invite them, come to us, work with us, and let's scale the business together. And the second one is I see so many projects in the pipeline from the sales team and our pipeline from Pico that are ready to scale now. So next year will be a game changer for VR. We see really a huge impact of this technology in a lot of use cases. So I think this will be the year of VR, let me say it like this, for enterprise.
That's going to be the title of the podcast, I think.
Yeah, let's do this.
Lastly, Oliver, thank you so much once again. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. I hope everyone really enjoyed the episode. The Pico for Enterprise links will be in the description where you can read more about it, learn all about it. Also the Neo 3 Pro, don't forget about it. It's still one of the best headsets on the market for enterprise. Thank you, Oliver, and everyone for listening. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Mark. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.